So this is my trading review for the 11th of April 2022. I took three trades on two stocks. I was watching Twitter and I had it as an outside day but with a question mark because it has been a crazy week for Twitter. So the pivot points, something that looks relatively narrow, in reality is actually can behave as an inside day because of the technicals having some messed up with because of the huge gap up that we had on the daily. And so that kind of like changed the nature of the pivots for Twitter. So I was very careful. I wanted to take a short because again it was an outside day but fell, rejected S4, and I wanted to see a rejection of S3 and then a drop and to S3 to S4 and then make an entry on the second test. But it fell that it actually rally up from the S3 level, and that told me pretty much that it was behaving as an inside day, especially after we failed to break above R4. So I waited for for it to settle and form a double top, which it did, and it dropped to R3 again, and then bounced up once again, and then dropped heavily, and we had a hammer with a wick to the top side, fairly large volume. So I was very confident. We also had the moving averages curling down and crossing. So I made my entry here, and I think I realized my mistake now is that I made an entry against this level. Well, it doesn't really matter. So I got stopped out, and then Twitter went on hunting for stops, I guess, all the way up to R4. But then it failed to break again. And if this had provided me with a smaller 5 minute candle, I would have made my entry, but it didn't. So I avoided it. Maybe it's a stupid decision because the trade worked out nicely. Offered $1.50 in move, and you can see that I could have made an entry with 20 cents stop loss here. But I had avoided it because I'm not focused on profits. I'm focused on setups. So fortunate that I couldn't take this trade, but it wasn't on purpose. I stayed away from it, even though it was very tempting. I could have made an entry here actually, but that's on Twitter. And then on Uber, I saw someone scanners, someone the person that teaches the system has a scanner, and it provided Uber, and I saw it behave as an inside day the same way as Twitter. The price action is very similar, but this one had a better level 2 reading and a little bit better price action. So you can see that Uber offered me a 5 minute entry here. So I attempted my entry here on the 1 minute and the 5 minute breakdown, and we were not getting volume. So I knew we were weak, but it stopped me out on a small candle of volume, a large candle but a small volume. So I knew this was just a stop hunting, and it happened because my stop was simply too narrow. It was 10 cents. So but it dropped immediately after it stopped me out. It dropped immediately, and after I noticed that, you know what, we're not getting volume, we're not gonna, the moving averages are sloping down. I'm in my entry, so I got in short and partial at 3R, stop loss of 11 cents, so 27 at 94, is 3R, 33 cents. So mm, I did the math wrong here. I think my it should have been 3R at 31.97. No, it is right. Hold on, it is right. It's 33 cents. So 27 minus 33, it's 6 cents. So 94. So yeah, this is 3R. And then I was gonna get out 33% again at 31.72, but never trigger. Uh, Missed it by 1 cent. Pull back strong to, not strong, but pull back with some volume to the previous day close, and then dropped again to 4R, and I decided to take out a small position, 15%, 16%, and then I wanted to place a stop loss at this level, but because I'm not used to doing manual stops, I got allowed at this level, which was actually a very good accident, but because it will have triggered my stop loss here, and I will have had a worse day in terms of profit, but I'm ending the day on a little bit more than 1 hour. So it is what it is. Those are my two trades. So now I'm gonna work on reviewing my trades. The first trade we took was Twitter. So yes, at the 1 minute break, yes, at the 5 minute break. We did not have stacks on level 2. They have volume signal. No, really. I would say a B actually. I was kind of no. So we did make an entry after compression. And work now 1 is 1.1 actually. So 1, 2, 3, that makes it a B trade, which is okay. Not every day you're gonna have A plus setups, and so you have to gain that experience to take B setups that have a high probability to of working. And this was a short on an inside A. It had a bearish bear, and the opening price was inside. You know, that's unfortunate. Now on Uber, once again we had a 5 minute break. We had a 1 minute break. Did we have stacks? Yes. Not as much, but yes. Did we get a volume signal? I will say so. It was very low volume. We made an entry after compression. Yes. And minus 1.1 as well. And what happened is that it's an A setup that did not work. It was a very rude stop from the market. It's not A plus because the level 2 was not as populated. If it was populated a little more, it would have worked out fine, but it did not. So at a level, no. It open inside. Bullish bias. Behave like an inside day. Short at R3. So my territory was the same pretty much. I'll say B. No. But this time we got much more high return. So it's 27 plus 63, 90. Well, we almost got 4R. So that's 3.6R actually. 3.6 minus 2.2, 1.4. Yep, it adds up. Okay, so that's my trading review for today, and not too bad. I'll do the daily review next, and I'll talk more about how the day went.